Hello everyone, and welcome to another Company of Heroes 2 replay cast. My name is ATR, and today we're going to have a 1v1 on Kholodny Ferma. Our heroes today are going to be CaptainSPrice, playing for the Soviets. And we're going to have none other than HelpingHans, playing for the Germans. Now, again, both players very high up there, HelpingHans especially. In fact, well, I guess we could say unfortunately for HelpingHans, since the last time we casted him, he actually lost 1 point in ranking. HelpingHans, the last time we casted him, was ranked #1 in the 1v1 German ladder, and at the point of casting this one, he is now rank 2. So, a sad loss there for HelpingHans. But no, I mean, obviously he's still pretty damn good. I mean, but yeah, he is currently ranked 2, and CaptainSPrice is no scrub. He is currently ranked 73 on the 1v1 Soviets, so should be a pretty good game. So anyways, we do see that HelpingHans went ahead and got himself his doctrine right off the bat, and that is the Ostrupen doctrine, and, well, got himself some Ostrupen. He is, in fact, now up to 5 Ostrupen already, and it is interesting to see Ostrupen because we have not seen them being used since the last patch, at least not in my replays, that is, not that they haven't been used. So we haven't had a chance to see them in action, and the recent patch actually changed so that the Ostrupen now capture at half the speed that normal units do, or at least that they used to do. I'm pretty sure every other unit still caps at the same speed, regardless of what unit it is, it's just the Ostrupen's capture slower than that. But yeah, I mean, capture speed changes are no stranger to Company Heroes. Company Heroes 1 had that originally, you know, namely the Rifleman being the fastest capping unit in the game, and some other ones being, you know, like .75 and such. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see how they pan out for HelpingHans. I mean, I can't think of any higher player right now that would be the best choice to, you know, show them off in action. So anyway, so still more Ostrupens for HelpingHans. We have engagements all over the map. We see up north conscripts just pushing away the pioneers. We have in front of CaptainSPrice's base, we have Ostrupen just capturing the point and jumping into the house. Remember that Ostrupen are very cheap. They are 120 manpower to call in, but they are likewise very bad at fighting. Their best thing that you could do is like HelpingHans is doing right now, and that is put them in a house or some heavy cover and just leave them to fight at range, because they are not going to win the fight, but they can at least, well, delay your opponent. Now, with massive numbers, you know, you can start turning things in your favor a little bit. But as you can see, the conscripts here have finally actually lost 1 man. The other one also lost another man themselves, so 2 conscripts have gone down, while the Ostrupen are still in that house, just, you know, taking the shots, because houses are pretty awesome in Company of Heroes 2 as far as defensive bonuses go. More Ostrupen just holding position in the church, you know, taking up as much space as you can with your Ostrupen is usually the MO for most people. 3 conscript squad facing off against 3 Ostrupen squad. The conscript will be able to win that one. We have a combat engineer squad popping with his flamethrower right on time. Very nice. Actually gets one of those Ostrupen as it jumps out, and the Ostrupen squad retreats immediately, getting gunned down by everything, and down goes an Ostrupen squad for HelpingHans. So that is the problem with Ostrupens, as they, well, are. Basically, they are very, very, very weak. Look at that health go down. I mean, I know they are outnumbered right now, but, you know, Grenadiers can, you know, take some hits and run away. These guys, all they can actually do is run away. Look at that. Down to 3 men on the retreat. Probably going to lose 1 more guy on the retreat. No, it actually makes it out alive. Wow, that's actually quite rare to see. So, all 3 Ostrupen squads forced off of the field. 1 actually forced permanently since it died. But we now see that HelpingHans, utilizing the Ostrupen, takes straight to tier 2. See it back here. Yeah. And he's actually getting himself a Panzer Grenadier squad instead of a half-track first. I mean, I'm guessing he doesn't have the fuel for it right now, but yeah, I mean, obviously that's going to be quite good. He's going to have an actual combat infantry unit in the field, which will be just excellent for him. Ostrupen in the church still taking a beating from that flamethrower. The engineers do drop down to 1 man though, so they decide to retreat, while the conscripts are still on the field around there. CaptainSPrice not waiting to see any indications of vehicles and decides to get all the upgrades for the conscripts, including that 18-8, which is currently not going to be used. But we do see that HelpingHans is getting himself the half-track that you usually expect when you see a lot of troopers on the field. So the 18-8 will be useful later on, I suppose. So conscripts really not having that much of a, tough time fighting around the field right now. We have 4 conscript squads on the field for Captain Price, and no tech so far. He did retreat his engineers, but he's not actually building anything. He's just moving out again after reinforcing. Ostrupen running around, trying to capture territory. Conscripts running into them, gonna shoot him up and make him dead. Conscripts on top, just capturing the entire north for Captain Price, while the Ostrupen for HelpingHans are going to the north to start capturing territory. Down south, we see the half-track supporting the Panzer Grenadiers. Panzer Grenadiers forcing away that conscript squad quite effectively. They are only down to 5 man, but they really didn't stand a chance against the Panzer Grenadier squad, even if it is a vanilla one. And that field point is going to get captured for HelpingHans, giving him that, well, much-needed fuel income. Up north, we hear Ostrupen firing against conscripts. The conscripts really not caring much that they're getting fired at. Are we actually going to get a flamethrower upgrade on this thing? It looks like we might, although... Huh. Interesting. We see a artillery officer being called in. Again, not a bad choice. It's not a unit you see a lot used, but you do see it used a lot with the Ostrupen doctrine. Namely because it is, well, another combat unit that you can call in, and, if I'm not mistaken, 18-8 going down on the half-track, but the conscript squad does get battered down to 2 men. Gets off of the field. We have 2 more conscript squads following up. We'll see if he actually decides to go for the half-track. It looks like he's probably going to do that, considering he also has a flamethrower engineer coming up. And there's only Ostrupen in the way, but no, he actually stopped, so maybe not. Pioneers getting reinforced on the field. They were down 2 men, but they do get reinforced, making it quite easy for them to continue. Ostrupen back here, going to try to, well, do something against the conscripts, but I don't think they're going to be able to do much. Flamethrower engineers doing, well, their flamey things. And the conscripts still pushing forward against that half-track. Half-track did get repaired a little bit by the Pioneers, so it's not really damaged. It's at about 95% health, and Flamethrower did actually do a lot of damage to these conscripts. Panzer Grenadiers now down to 1 man. Not exactly sure what happened to them down south, but they do throw a bundle nade at those engineers, but the engineers dodge that quite nicely, and the Panzer Grenadiers are forced off of the field. The artillery field officer is currently in the center of the map, and the reason I say that this is an okay unit is because essentially it's a 3-man Gren squad, if I'm not mistaken. I'm pretty sure the health values and damage from these additional units are essentially just Grens. So, you at least have Grens with some other special abilities. Up north, more 18-8s getting tossed at that half-track, but the half-track is able to just push away that infantry and, well, allows it to just stay on the field. Keep in mind, though, that while throwing 18-8s at a half-track with no follow-up is, I guess you could say, potentially not the best idea, it is not a bad idea whatsoever, because you're still going to get that damage as far as veterancy goes to the squad. So even if you don't kill it, you're still, gaining a little bit of an advantage there towards your squad. Anyways, we see shock troops on the field. I guess I never actually mentioned. Captain Price went for the shock rifle frontline tactics and, well, got himself a shock rifle squad. And will also be able to get himself either an IS-2 or a KV-8, probably both, if he is allowed. After going into the center of the map, going straight at those shock troops, the shock troops really have nothing they can do against the half-track. They do pop a smoke, trying to break the line of sight, but they are running away, and the half-track will get right on top of them. Combat engineers did lay down a mine up north, so it looks like Captain Price might be wanting to bait HelpingHans to go into the mine, although he is going in this direction, so probably not. But the half-track decides to just simply back off and stay in the center of the map for defense. He is attacking ground here, maybe expecting a mine to be there, but there is no mine for it to detonate, but very nice thinking there for HelpingHans. Very nice, very nice. Down south, we see just conscripts capturing all over the place. We are now up to 2 shock troops for Captain Price and 4 conscripts. Not a bad choice, especially because of all that Ostrupen. The shock troops can do very quick work of Ostrupen if they are given a chance. Flamethrower half-track getting right on top of the combat engineers and the shock troops, forcing them away. They are going to have to run through Panzer Grenadiers and Osttroopens firing, but oh no, those combat engineers are going to go down. They're going to go down. There goes the flamethrower, and down goes the combat engineer, and the shock troopers are going to die too. Damn, that was a big loss for Captain Price. Very nice pickup there for Helping Hands. Very nice. Conscripts pushing forward. The half-track is now at Veterancy 2. Veterancy 2 gives the half-track increased, well, doesn't say increased armor, but it reduces damage taken. So that is actually going to take a lot of 18As to kill down. We have 4 conscript squads in the center of the map. Nice bundle lane going right on top of 2 of the squads. Look at that damage go down. Actually didn't do a lot, only killed 2 of those infantry. But the Panzer Grenadiers do make it out alive. Half-track pushing forward, trying to get some kills on those conscripts. The conscripts are very low in health, especially this 2-man squad. One squad did retreat at 5 men for some reason. And the 2-man squad is still on the field. I don't understand that. 18A going down on the half-track. The squad is not being retreated. It needs to retreat. Get it out of there. Second 18A going down. 1-man squad there. Oh my god. Third 18A going down. Get it out of there. 2 men. Oh no. It does retreat, but down goes 1 conscript squad for Captain Price. So a little bit of a... oh, another conscript squad going down for Captain Price. This is horrible. Now he's down to 2 conscript squads and a shock troop. He has lost so much. That is what, 1, 2, 3, 4 squads in total. It was a shock troop, 2 conscript squads, and the combat engineer. That's a lot of losses. So Helping Hands must be feeling pretty good right now. Look at all he has on the field, and he's actually getting himself a 2nd Panzer Grenadier squad. Those 2 Panzer Grenadiers will make quick work of any infantry it runs into. Captain Price replacing his lost infantry squad right now, at least the conscripts for the meantime, getting 2 builds queued up actually. Half-track still going to town all that. The infantry conscripts pushing forward at 4 men, trying to get an 18-8 off on that half-track. Do they actually get in range? No, down to 2 men, and they have, well, down to 1. Oh no. Wow. Another conscript squad, and that was actually the Veterancy 2 conscript squad that Captain Price had, goes down to the half-track. The half-track is now up to 16 kills. They even actually killed a friendly in that flame frenzy. And the forces for Helping Hands are just pushing into the center. We can actually notice the effect of the capping rate for Helping Hands. He has not been able to, control the entire map as you usually saw before with the Osttroopens. So I suppose it is a decent change. It's, they're still viable, but, not as strong for map control, I suppose. Artillery field officer getting flanked in the center of the map is forced off of the field. Panzer Grenadiers following up to, well, avenge it, I suppose. They do run into everything, and a smoke grenade falls right on top of them, and it almost looked like it killed the that Panzer Grenadier. But I'm gonna want to think that isn't really the case.
Taking fucking fire!
Down south, we have Osttroopens trying to capture territory, getting engaged by 2 conscript squads. We actually have Veterancy 2 now on another conscript squad. So at least Captain Price has some veterancy on the field. Osttroopens is holding territory all over the place. Going into the center with Panzer Grenadiers. Osttroopens holding territory in the church. These are Panzer Grenadiers. And a bundle link went down in the path of the infantry, but it was a little bit too far in front, and the infantry just managed to run past it. Down to 1 man on the retreat, but they do make it out alive. And we have a 2nd Panzer Grenadier squad following up, going straight against the shock troops, but they do actually do good damage against the shock troops. Ooh, very nice bundle lane. Down goes the entire shock troop squad for Captain Price, so no more shock troops in the field for Captain Price. Very nice there for Helping Hands. Wow, this is pretty brutal for Captain Price, I gotta say. I mean, just look at the amount of infantry difference. I mean, I suppose you could compress all the Osttroopens into 1, and it might be even, but damn. Heavy infantry losses, though, for Helping Hands. He has to reinforce all of his Panzer Grenadiers, which is not going to be very cheap, but, well, he does have the advantage. Oh, no, is there another conscript squad going to go down? Oh, it's running through an Osttroopens squad. Can he make it out? It does have Veterancy 2, giving it that durability. And wow, lucky infantry squad there makes it out. So very lucky there for Captain Price. He manages to keep his Vet 2 conscript squad alive. And he has replaced his combat engineer and now has a KV-8 on the field just called in. That is actually going to be well, I'm not sure what it's going to be exactly, but I'm trying to say that that is exactly what he needed. There is nothing on the field right now that HelpingHans can use to fight it. He doesn't even have a pack. I mean, he does have tier 2, which means he can build a pack gun if he wants to. He does have tier 3 already produced. Hasn't actually gotten anything for tier 3. So we'll see what it ends up getting. And now we see the KV-8 going down south against those Ostrupen, doing a small flame burst, but it doesn't actually manage to kill any of them. They do a full retreat, and the half-track is now trying to retreat itself. Is he actually going to go for the half-track or the artillery field officers? I would go for the half-track. Personally, the half-track has done so much damage and has been so annoying, up to 19 kills so far. But it does have the capability of taking down that artillery field officer, so it does take it down. Very nice pickup there for Captain Price. Going to switch over to the main gun, and it's going to start going to town on that half-track. But you can see the effects of that veterancy and the amount of damage that the KV-8 doesn't do. Panzer Shrek's getting equipped on the Panzer Grenadiers, throwing off a volley at that KV-8. One of them misses, the other one does penetrate and gets a little bit of a damage on the side armor, but the KV-8, interesting, that one didn't blow up, but didn't do damage on the penetration. Does have the flamethrower upgrade already, could have actually gone against the Panzer Grenadiers, but Captain Price decides that caution is the best approach here and just stops. Ostrupen's pushing forward, getting stopped by conscripts. Up north we have combat engineers and more conscripts pushing out of the field. So not a lot on the field for Captain Price. He is getting himself an AT gun. I suppose he is expecting some type of armor to hit the field for HelpingHans, which is not bad considering that the KV-8 can't really do much against vehicles. I mean, it does have its main gun that can fight and, do additional damage, but it is by no means, something that you would rely on for anti-tank. Flamethrower half-track pushing forward onto the field, going to take some shots by that KV-8, although the KV-8 decides that it doesn't want to shoot it. Stug hitting the field in force, takes a shot at that KV-8. KV-8 now down to about half health. Stug shoots again and misses. We do have an AT gun on the field for Captain Price, but it's just barely getting into the field right now, so it's not going to be able to support in this fight. Nice 18A landing right on top of the Stug, gets a crit on the engine and force it to back off and get itself repaired. Can't really chase that that KV-8 right now, and the conscripts do make it out alive just fine. AT gun on the field, still pushing forward, being very slow, but it'll get there eventually. Engineers up north, looks like they're moving for the KV-8. I'm not exactly sure where they're going, maybe laying down some mines. Incendiary barrage landing right on top of nothing. Looks like the Stug might have been there, and he was probably trying to catch maybe Pioneers coming in for the repairs, but unfortunately nothing actually gets caught in the flames. We do have Panzer Grenadiers running into the flames, and they stop themselves. Ostrupen also doing the same, but they do manage to stop themselves. Ostrupen, however, taking a lot of damage, though, to the flames, but yeah, they're fine. So we are now down to 2 Ostrupen squads and 2 Panzer Grenadier squad, plus another called in artillery field officer for HelpingHans. So he has taken some losses. That half-track has been brutal. It's now veteran C3, and at veteran C3 it increases its damage. So I mean, as if it didn't kill infantry fast enough, it's now basically gonna one-shot them with the flamethrower. KV-8 backing off, being chased by those combat engineers trying to get some repairs off on it. And the Stug just roaming around trying to get some shots at that KV-8. Pretty much everything right now for Captain Price is backed off. We do have the conscripts pushing again onto the center of the field. We have everything in the center of the field for HelpingHans. One conscript jumping into the house. It will be able to tank some shots. Veteran C2 squad outside will also be able to be quite valuable. Conscripts jumping out of the house in the face of a bundle nade. Very nice. They're probably going to jump back in. No, they haven't jumped in just yet. KV-8 getting repaired. AT gun taking some shots at whatever it can, although, well, it's not meant to snipe infantry. And the half-track is throwing some flamethrowers at those conscripts, but very nice control there by Captain Price. Actually jumps out of the house before the flamethrower goes off and doesn't suffer really any damage there. AT gun repositioning itself a little bit to the north, and the KV-8 is pushing forward, gonna take a shot to the face by that Stug. Stug is gonna take a shot to the face by the AT gun, and the KV-8 just pushes forward and is now going to town on those Panzer Shrek equipped Panzer Grenadiers. But, well, with the half-track there for support, the Panzer Grenadiers just keep on getting reinforced. And they are going to be just fine. KVA down to about 30% health. Can't really afford to push outside of this house. And Captain Price is, well, for essentially, he's base pin right now. He does have control of the map presently. I mean, map control outside of his, forward sector. But everything is right here. This is everything Captain Price has right now. He is focusing his efforts in the center of the map. We have the buff from the artillery field officer that gives them I forget what the bonus is. It says fire with greater accuracy and rate of fire. So it increases the rate of fire and accuracy for units. That's fine. That's fine. Okay, so anyways, sorry about that. Panzer IV now in the field for Helping Hands. Pretty much just, well, trying to drive the nail into the coffin for Captain Price. Not much he can do about it. He is repositioning his AT gun, gonna take a shot at that Panzer IV. Gonna force Panzer IV to back off a little bit. But there's still that Stug back here that's currently getting repaired. Although, yeah, it is. Panzer IV takes a shot to the face. Second shot goes off, down to about half health. Can he actually land a shot on the KV-8? No. The AT gun does use tracking to increase the, well, I mean, infantry can be tracked. I'm not exactly sure why it needs it on that, but I suppose it helps him out to see the movement. And as he sees the units backing off, he just, pushes forward with his AT gun, so not bad. AT gun did get itself a Vet 2, even though it hasn't actually killed anything. It's just the amount of damage that it's done to the tanks. It gave it Vet 2, and at Vet 2 it increases weapon damage, so it gives actually Captain Price a decent fighting chance at being able to snipe one of these tanks. I mean, this Stug is currently outside of the range of the AT gun. The KV-8 is taking some shots from the Stug. The Panzer IV is severely damaged, less than half health now, and the AT gun is pushing forward, gonna actually be in range of the Stug presently. And yeah, he's gonna take a shot at the Stug. Actually misses. The church catches fire and is getting exploded. Misses again against the Stug, quite unfortunate, but we now have an IS-2 on the field for Captain Price. So once again, this is going to swing the momentum of the battle in his favor. Helping Hands had a very decent attack right here, but the IS-2 is essentially unopposed right now. There is a Panzer IV on the field, very low in health, about half health, and the IS-2 is going hunting for Panzer IV. Can he actually get him? He is moving to intercept. The gun is turning, although it's just facing forward. But can he actually get a shot off on the Panzer IV? The Panzer IV is trying to hug the edge of the map to get itself away. And it looks like it's actually going to make it out just fine. The IS-2 is calling off the chase and just turning around the house. He is facing some Ostruppen. Ostruppen take a nasty shot, but actually only one of them dies, which is quite surprising. IS-2 tends to shred infantry. And the church is still exploding. Going to be collapsing in one more burst. And down goes the church. No, actually that just blew up over there. There it goes. So down goes the church. No more room for religion in this game apparently. And the IS-2 just circling around, destroying all the hedges that it can. It just wants to open up the map into a very nice and plain, completely wide open field apparently. Very nice. The Panzer Grenadiers for Helping Hands actually had veterancy 3 now, which increases the weapon accuracy, so they're going to be quite brutal. Quite handy against an IS-2 especially. And yeah, we now see that Helping Hands has vacated the map. We have some Ostruppen down south in a trench. Trenches in Company Heroes 2 look kind of weird. It looks like the base of a, machine gunner, like a base or something like that, but whatever. Anyway, so Stug and Pack Gun now produced for Helping Hands, hitting the field up to the north. The IS-2 is going hunting. He did see that there was something over there, and it's turning its gun against the Pack Gun. The Pack Gun it's in a very bad position. It does take a shot at the IS-2, doing some damage, but the IS-2 should be able to clear it out. Second shot actually misses. Down goes one more man on the Pack Gun, and the Pack Gun is now outside of the arc of fire. The IS-2 backs off, takes another shot, but it deflects, and down goes the entire gun. KV-8 getting itself in a very, very bad position, getting interrupted or stopped by that half-track. And it also almost looks like the IS-2 splash damage killed it. And look at that. I mean, the half-track only took less than half damage from an IS-2 shot. That's kind of ridiculous. But the Stug taking some shots at that IS-2. The Panzer IV going quite forward, getting hitting a mine, it looked like. Maybe. And getting its engine damage. Down goes another conscript squad for Captain Price. That half-track needs to die, and it needs to die now. AT gun a little bit further back. And the IS-2 decides to take a shot at the artillery field officer since it can't take a shot at the tanks. And down goes 2 men for the artillery field officer. Panzer Grenadiers in the house, throwing some Shreks at the infantry that's running by. IS-2 takes a nasty shot at that house, blows up an entire chunk of it. Look at that. And the Panzer Grenadiers just decide to back off. IS-2 pushing forward. It's still at about 80% health. Really not that much. Ooh, down goes 3 Ostruppen. They're still getting reinforced by that half-track, but that is a lot of damage. Nasty shot goes onto the Panzer IV by the AT gun. Brings it down to about 10% health at the very most. Armored skirts now on the Stug for Helping Hands. It has gotten better in T2, but it is very low in health, so those are not really going to help it that much. KV-8 going, well, new KV-8 on the field for Captain Price. Doing a lot of damage to those Panzer Grenadiers. Panzer Grenadiers down to 1 man, forced off on the field. So less AT capabilities now for Helping Hands. Artillery field officer getting targeted by the IS-2. The IS-2 for some reason not wanting to go forward and take some shots at the tanks. Down goes something. I'm not sure what it was.
Enemy forces are attempting to capture our territory.
And the half-track still just roaming around. There goes. Nice shot by the IS-2, but still at about 30% health. AT gun pushing forward, so everything that Helping Hands has right now is pretty much cornered right now. It does need to move in this direction if it wants to go back to its base, but the IS-2 is right there. We see some, what is it, railway? Yeah, ooh, railway artillery almost landing right on top of Helping Hands' tank. Almost takes out that, oh my god. That shot was way off. Well, Helping Hands' own artillery took out his Stug, and the IS-2 makes sure that that Panzer IV can't really do much. Another railway shot almost takes out the half-track, and the IS-2 is just simply going to push on forward into the base probably and take out whatever's left. There is a brand new Panzer IV on the field for Helping Hands, which could potentially, you know, help him, but Jesus. KV-8 also on the field, going to start going to town on all the infantry. There is a Panzer-equipped Panzer Grenadier there, which could potentially do some damage to the KV-8, but incendiary barrage falling right on top of everything. Nothing that Helping Hands can do about it, and down goes the barrage. Actually gets some infantry there, but not a lot. The infantry decided to move itself away. Doesn't have the capability of reinforcing right now. If any of them retreat, they will actually, you know, get burned alive. KV-8 decides, you know what, I can actually walk through the fire, so I'll bring my own fire to the infantry if they don't want to run into the fire. And down goes the Panzer IV for Helping Hands. The IS-2 looked like it was trying to run down the Panzer Shrek guys, but it just stands in front of them, taking some shots to the face, trying to kill them off. Can he actually kill off that better 2-3 squad? Would actually help him out, but abandoned goes the KV-8. The IS-2 looks like it turns its gun, and it's going to shoot that KV-8. So it decides, you know what, I should actually maybe back off a little bit. And I'm probably going to give Helping Hands a free KV-8. Wow, that is actually going to be interesting if that ends up coming back to bite Captain Price in the ass. But, well, we'll see. So anyways, we see the Panzer Grenadiers pushing forward onto the field. They're actually trying to catch that IS-2 if they can. If Captain Price makes the mistake of just stopping it somewhere, they could potentially take it out. But it looks like he's just backing off as much as he can, probably all the way back to base. We have another KV-8 hitting the field, and the KV-8 is still abandoned back at the base because, well, right now Helping Hands is just licking his wounds, repairing his half-track, which is ridiculously still on the field. 31 kills for that half-track. I know I've seen actually higher than that, but it's, you know, it's still a lot, and it's veteran 2-3. Conscripts pushing forward, capturing territory. We have conscripts going down to the south. What happened to this trench over here? It's been vacated, so, you know, could be taken by Captain Price, but, you know, doesn't really need to.
You have orders?
And AT gun up north actually used to capture that victory point. Victory point wise, it's 370 points for Captain Price and 204 for Helping Hands. So Helping Hands is actually losing in that front right now, and, well, arguably also losing in, you know, the units point right now. But, well, he is going to have that KV-8 that's currently getting repaired, so on top of the flamethrower half track and the other KV-8, I could, you know, you can say that this game is quite hot. Yeah, I don't know, it's stupid. But yeah, there's a lot of flamethrowers going on in this game, what I'm trying to say. So, the Panzer Shreks for, I mean, the Panzer Grenadiers for Helping Hands, pretty much the only combat unit that he has left. I mean, he lost all his Ostruppen. He could call in more Ostruppen, I suppose, at this point. They're, you know, they're still there and they're quite cheap, but I'm sure that's what he wants. Pack gun getting flanked by the brand new KV-8 for Captain Price. It is getting shot by those Panzer Shreks, however, so it's going to take a lot of damage. It is going for the crush, though. Can he actually get? He did crush 2 of them, apparently. The half track doing a nice job, also kind of circle strafing the KV-8, allowing the Panzer Grenadiers to reinforce on the field. So as much as Captain Price wanted to finish off that Vet 3 squad, they were able to get reinforced. Nice artillery there. The incendiary barrage actually against one of those Panzer Grenadiers, but again, they make it out alive. And the KV-8 actually moves up to help out. And down goes another KV-8 for Captain Price. So Captain Price actually lost 3 KV-8s so far in this engagement. So in this game, that's what I'm trying to say. IS-2 pushing forward. Doesn't actually care about the flames. Goes straight onto the flames and is now going to engage the defecting KV-8. It actually took a shot to it and looked like it might have bounced. Didn't actually do a lot of damage. Pack gun taking some shots at the IS-2. And there it goes. Nice shot by the IS-2. Does a lot of damage to the KV-8. Not exactly sure if it was designed to fight this other tank, but IS-2 quite handling itself quite nicely. Panzer IV on the field for Helping Hands, so, you know, throwing the momentum back in his favor. The IS-2 can still, you know, eat the Panzer IV quite easily, but with the addition of a pack gun, it's, you know, going to make it a little bit more difficult. Still, properly managed, it could potentially clear it out. Conscripts taking advantage of a very nicely placed trench that the Ostruppen decided to lay down. Jumping in there, you know, harassing those pioneers, but here comes the flamethrower half-track, burning the man alive inside the trench. They have to jump out, and they're probably going to have to retreat, and there they go. So it wasn't really a gift for them, it was more of a trap. KV-8 in the center of the map, the stolen KV-8 that is, taking quite a beating to the IS-2 it looks like, and it goes down. There's also the AT gun somewhere around the field, but I can't see it. Let's just click on it.
Yes, comrade.
Oh, okay, it's in the center of the map. Okay, so it's probably the AT gun, the one that did the damage, is what I'm trying to say, because it gets increased weapon damage at Vet 2 and it increases weapon damage at Vet 3. So, I mean, I think it takes more than it takes over 50% damage on a Panzer IV with one shot at that veteran suit. So another KV-8 hitting the field for Captain Price. This would be his 4th, going against those Panzer Grenadiers once again. Thankfully, though, they don't have the support of the pack gun, so they will be able to do a lot of damage to the KV-8, but they won't do a lot of damage quickly because, you know, it's not supported by a pack gun. Still, the half-track being able to quite nicely provide reinforcement on the field for those Panzer Grenadiers, so they're able to tank that damage even though they're getting burnt alive. They just keep on getting reinforced and doing a lot of damage to the KV-8. KV-8 now down to about 20% health at the very most, and has to back off and get repaired. Still, though, victory point-wise, Captain Price is sitting very comfortably at 370, while Helping Hands is now down to 63. He is currently getting triple capped, and is in fact now triple capped. Stolen KV-8 and the half-track pushing down to the south. Gonna, oh my god, this squad is going down. Wow, that was ridiculous. KV-8 and Vet 3 half-track instantly burned an entire Vet 3 squad alive. IS-2 pushing down to the south, trying to avenge its fallen brethren, taking a nasty shot to those Panzer Grenadiers. Panzer Grenadiers down to one man. They are not in range of the half-track to get reinforced. Flamethrower going down, and down go the Panzer Grenadiers with those Panzer Treks and the veteran T3. So that KV-8 must be feeling good. They actually dropped one of the Panzer Treks, which could get picked up by Captain Price just to add more insult there. Down goes the pack gun as well for Helping Hands, so he doesn't actually have any anti-tank capabilities down south anymore. He does have a Panzer IV on the... No, actually no, the Panzer IV went down. I actually missed that. Down goes the KV-8, stolen one. The Panzer, the half-track is down south, but again, nothing really much that can be done. I suppose the Pioneers could pick up the Panzer Trek, but these guys can't because they have a... Oh my god, all the infantry is getting burned alive. The half-track now getting chased down by Captain Price. I think he wants to finally kill it off. The railway artillery getting called in by Helping Hands, but it actually misses the IS-2. And down goes the half-track. Would have actually gone down to the railway artillery, I'm pretty sure. That hit very damn near. So Captain Price must be feeling pretty good at this point. Down to 29 points in victory points for Helping Hands. He did actually manage to stop the bleed right now. He captured the north. And there is 3 mines laid down in this direction, but it looks like these Ostrupen took a mine to the face and managed to cap. Pack gun getting produced for Helping Hands, but I'm not exactly sure what he can do at this point. Captain Price pretty much has the field, and using the combat mode here to capture the victory point down south, he will be able to start taking back in his favor. We have the AT gun moving up to the north, also going to capture points. So I think this is going to be it. And yeah, Helping Hands decides to actually throw the towel before the points tick off. He knows that there's nothing much he can do with just a Pioneer and a pack on the field. So yeah, that was a pretty nice fight. Pretty back and forth. I mean, I suppose Captain Price did have advantage for a bigger amount of time, longer periods, and he had the victory point advantage, which I guess gave him more confidence. But yeah, this fight down here, losing those Panzer Grenadiers was, I think, the critical point. Very nice controller for Helping Hands for the entire game of his half-track. Veteran C3 being ridiculous, killing a lot of infantry, and just not wanting to die. And doing that little circle strafing up here with the half-track around the Panzer Grenadiers, just keeping them alive even while they were being flamethrowered by a KV-8. That was pretty impressive. Actually kind of sad that Helping Hands lost this one, because he actually did some pretty cool things there. And it's the first time we see Ostrupen, but, well, they aren't as effective, I guess you could say, as they previously were. But anyways, guys, I hope you enjoyed the game. If you have any positive or negative remarks, go ahead and leave them in the comment section below. If you have any replays you want to send me, go ahead and send them to the email that I will put in the description. But otherwise, I hope you guys have a great day. Thanks so much for watching, and I will see you next time.